let's get into the AI trade. Bank of America's out with its 2026 AI picks. They're making the case for who's in next year. So what's your take when you look across this list?
Yeah, so Bank of America is still optimistic that the AI trade is going to carry into 2026 here, and they still believe that we are in the early innings of this trade. Now, they do have a couple of stocks that they have picked for 2026, Nvidia being one of them, the GPU space. Obviously, they command this space at this point in time. They continue to bring new products to market to really outpace their competitors, which has given them an advantage, and we have not seen any type of cracks yet when it comes to that refresh cycle and maybe cannibalizing their own business. That has not been the case, so they're still optimistic that it is going to be a very strong winner, not only on the GPU or the hardware side, but also the software side when you're looking at the CUDA environment. They are also looking at Broadcom. Now, this is going to be the custom chips. We're talking about TPUs and XPUs and things of that nature. This has been a beneficiary. We have seen the news reports that demand is starting to ramp up for that side of the market as well. Now, the conference call wasn't really that great when it comes to the company itself, but they are gaining traction. They are getting some orders in, and that is another pick that they have. And then last but not least, Lam Research. Now, they are looking at this as the picks and shovels play. This is the provider for a lot of these fabrication facilities in order to build out semiconductors, and they believe that that is going to also see some tailwinds in 2026. So not surprising that they are still optimistic around this industry. The industry itself and the AI narrative is still going to grow over time, and they believe that some of these bigger players are still going to be the beneficiaries of not only positive growth when it comes to demand, but also maybe investor enthusiasm. So not surprising that we are seeing this. Let's see if it's going to actually have a reaction on a lot of these stocks. Maybe it's going to be a little bit more overshadowed because of the Micron earnings, though.
Okay, well, Nvidia shares are moving higher in the pre-market. Broadcom as
From the short term to the long term, Nvidia has demonstrated its dominance in artificial intelligence, AI, over a range of time periods. For instance, it has increased by over 30% this year alone and by 200% during the previous 5 years. This is a result of Nvidia's leading AI chips, which have dominated the market since they are the fastest available, which is crucial for IT companies hoping to prevail in the AI race. Because of all of this, Nvidia is a fantastic investment for anyone hoping to place a wager on the development of artificial intelligence. However, the most important question is frequently, when should I buy? Investors occasionally search for possible stock price catalysts, including an earnings report, or an occasion that can rekindle enthusiasm for the business and raise the stock price. One such event, which will start on January 6th, is quickly approaching. Do you want to invest in Nvidia first? Let's investigate. However, let's first examine why Nvidia has attracted this much interest. After all, it is not the only AI chip creator in the market. Broadcom and Advanced Micro Devices are competitors. Additionally, some of Nvidia's own clients, such as Amazon, are competing with the chip giant to some extent by manufacturing their own chips. However, as previously stated, Nvidia offers a wide range of goods and services in addition to the highest performance chips in the world, making it practically a one-stop shop for AI clients. The company has experienced remarkable development as a result, with revenue and profit consistently hitting all-time highs. Furthermore, Nvidia may have a lot of promising days ahead of it, as it is anticipated that investment on AI will reach the trillions of dollars over the next 5 years. Let's now take a look at what's going on as of January 6th, which is the major consumer electronics expo known as CES. It's the chance for tech companies to launch new products and showcase their most recent breakthroughs. From January 6th to January 8th, attendees can visit an Nvidia showcase every day to view over 20 demos and talk with business experts. Special talks on physical AI in manufacturing, drug discovery, and other topics have been scheduled by Nvidia. Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang will be one of the presenters at Lenovo's Tech World, which will also take place during CES. Could the stock of Nvidia be stimulated by all of this? Since the company just released its earnings on November 19th, I wouldn't anticipate a significant fresh statement from Huang. Additionally, Huang might decide not to discuss topics like Nvidia's position in China at this time, because the emphasis is on consumer electronics. The United States recently announced that Nvidia could begin exporting its H200 chip to China, following several months of sales being suspended there due to export restrictions. To remind delegates and investors that the company's products and services have more promise than just training AI models, Nvidia will likely discuss the significance of its chips in fields like robotics and drug research. The use of AI to solve practical issues will be fueled by Nvidia's chips, which might support the company's rapid expansion for a very long time. Any information regarding this growth opportunity, the real application of AI, may excite investors and raise the price of the company. However, as I previously stated, I wouldn't anticipate any noteworthy updates from Nvidia, so any benefits might be minor or perhaps transient. Let's return to our original query. Should you purchase Nvidia before January 6th in order to capitalize on any prospective stock surge? Not always. In the long run, it won't matter if you purchase Nvidia stock now or after the show because, as I mentioned, the company isn't likely to produce game-changing gains during or after this event. Nvidia is still a wonderful investment for investors searching for an AI winner, though, and the best part is that you can buy the stock whenever you want, rather than having to buy it all at once in order to profit over time. Renowned investor Warren Buffett stated in a 1992 letter to Berkshire Hathaway shareholders, "We think the very term value investing is redundant. That is, the only way to invest is to look for value." Many investors want to follow Buffett's stock strategy because of his passion for value investing and his remarkable success over the years. Regretfully, the majority of value investors just consider the obvious. Using Nvidia, the top-performing large-cap stock over the last 10 years, as an example, I'll show how. Yes, I am aware that this is a selective example. However, because they have the wrong perspective on value, many value investors would never have made an investment in Nvidia. It's critical to identify the myth that prevents investors from taking advantage of chances that could change their lives. Why Nvidia was overlooked by value investors. Buying inexpensive stocks is the goal of value investing. Additionally, cheapness is determined by contrasting the company's worth with a measure of its financial performance, such as profits. Assume that a business with a $50 billion market value only generates $50 million in net income. The value of the stock would be 1,000 times its earnings. To put it another way, its price-to-earnings, PE ratio, which is a common valuation tool, would be 1,000. A PE ratio of 10 would be 100 times lower for a different $50 billion company with $5 billion in net income. Nvidia's market capitalization, or corporate value, was approximately $100 billion in 2019. However, as the chart below illustrates, its average PE ratio for the year was 35. The S&P 500's average PE ratio is about 25, and value investors view anything beyond that as pricey and having an above-average valuation. Therefore, Nvidia would have been too expensive to purchase in 2019. The best value companies, according to value investors, are those that have a PE ratio lower than the average. Value investors also frequently believe that a stock is better if it is less expensive. Despite having an above-average PE ratio, Nvidia has since outperformed almost every other publicly traded business since the beginning of 2020. To put it briefly, some investors were unable to purchase one of the best stocks of our time due to value investing as it was usually practiced. Another significant statement from Buffett must be taken into account in this context. He stated in the same letter that growth is always a component in the calculation of value. In other words, when searching for a deal, value investors need to look ahead. The issue with value investing as it is typically practiced is this: past performance is measured by the PE ratio and other metrics. However, investors must purchase equities now, anticipating potential business outcomes tomorrow. Going back to Nvidia's stock, the 2019 PE ratio seems expensive. However, the company's exceptional future earnings growth was not reflected in the PE ratio. The stock price has increased by around 3,000% over the past 5 years, as the figure below illustrates, but its profits per share, EPS, have increased even more. Over the previous year, Nvidia's net income was $100 billion. In 2019, the stock appeared pricey, trading at 35 times trailing earnings. However, for those who were astute, the company's whole worth at the time was equivalent to its current profits, which are as inexpensive as a stock could be. Personally, I didn't buy Nvidia stock in 2019 because I didn't anticipate such a large increase in earnings, not because of its expensive PE ratio. I didn't think the present AI infrastructure build-out would be this extensive and persistent. Additionally, I was concerned that overestimating demand might result in reduced margins at Nvidia in a generally cyclical industry. I was completely mistaken, which highlights the difficulty of investing. It's simple to look at a market capitalization, or PE ratio. It is difficult to forecast the future of the globe, a company's position, and its financial implications. This explains why even the most successful investors frequently make errors. The conclusion is that in order to identify tomorrow's Nvidia, investors need to strike a balance between valuation criteria that look past and a forward-looking perspective on the company, including how it will grow and how growth will affect profitability. Value stocks may not currently appear to be the greatest stocks for the next 10 years. However, in retrospect, they will be quite valuable. Compared to 2023 and 2024, Nvidia's 2025 performance has been mediocre. The stock more than doubled in both of those years, but it has only increased by roughly 30% in 2025. Given Nvidia's stellar growth and performance, that still outperforms the overall market, but not by as much as you might assume. Looking ahead to 2026, Nvidia may have a great year because the tendencies that dominated the preceding 3 years are still present. Will it be sufficient, though, for the stock to double? Graphics processing units, GPUs, which are accelerated computing devices capable of doing several calculations at once, are manufactured by Nvidia. The majority of the revolutionary artificial intelligence technologies available today is powered by these processing units. The market for data center computing is firmly controlled by Nvidia. Nvidia's data center revenue in Q3 FY 2026 was $51.2 billion, a 66% increase over the previous year. Broadcom, which works directly with AI hyperscalers to create specialized AI computer processors, and Advanced Micro Devices, which also produces GPUs, are two of Nvidia's main rivals. Broadcom's AI semiconductor revenue climbed 74% year-over-year to $6.5 billion in the most recent quarters, while AMD's data center revenue jumped 22% to $4.3 billion. Broadcom is still far smaller than Nvidia, even though it may be expanding more quickly. AMD is in a bad situation because it is smaller and is expanding much more slowly than Nvidia. Investors shouldn't be concerned about Nvidia's supremacy eroding. The outcomes demonstrate that Nvidia is unquestionably the greatest choice. Jensen Huang, CEO of Nvidia, pointed out that the company is sold out of cloud GPUs, underscoring the extraordinary demand for computing. It is not anticipated that this demand will decrease very soon. The AI hyperscalers have all told investors that 2026 will be a year of even more expansion following their record-breaking capital expenditures in 2025. This is encouraging for Nvidia's future since it will enable it to continue its rapid growth for another year. Nvidia does not anticipate that this expansion will end in 2026, though. By 2030, they predict that capital expenditures for data centers would total between $3 trillion and $4 trillion worldwide. Compared to the $600 billion in 2025, that represents a huge increase. Nvidia's stock will continue to beat the market if AI spending keeps trending in this direction, making it a great investment. Will it, however, be sufficient for the stock to treble by 2026? At the upper end, Nvidia's compound annual growth rate, CAGR, would be 46% if we assume that it will expand at roughly the same rate as data center construction expenditures through 2030. Since that falls well short of the 100% growth required to guarantee an Nvidia double, Nvidia's price must rise to make up the difference. Nvidia's stock is not inexpensive at less than 38 times forward earnings. But given Nvidia's anticipated growth rates, I would contend that it is also reasonably priced. Any additional valuation increase should therefore only result from improved business performance. Since 100% growth is not anticipated, I don't think Nvidia's stock will double by 2026. If it did, the company's market capitalization would be close to $10 trillion. With all of the money being spent on AI data centers, Nvidia is still a great stock choice. There is still a long way to go before we fully realize the potential of artificial intelligence. Even though it's doubtful that it will double, Nvidia will be there to provide the processing power required to support this build-out, making it a fantastic stock to own in 2026. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.
Obviously, we're back to seeing some rotation in this market out of some of the technology names, which did actually stage a late day recovery yesterday. But we're back to that sort of prevailing narrative that we had been seeing over the last course of the couple of weeks as that steam comes out of some of these high-flying tech names. What do you make of it?
Well, I think it puts a lot more of onus on Micron to deliver tonight. I mean, if you look at kind of what the market's done post Oracle and Broadcom last week, it's been a lot of choppy trading. And so what we've seen specifically in the technology sector is that there's been, as you mentioned, Sam, kind of that rotation. And, who's benefited? It's been the cyclical names. It's been financials. It's been industrials. It's been discretionaries. That's where we're starting to see a lot of that investor flow. And, I think, Kathy could probably talk to rates too a little bit, but I mean, just the steepening of the yield curves really help financials as well too. So what is interesting is that when you look at the breadth, there's been some constructive work underneath the surface. And what I think is really, kind of fascinating is that you can continue to have a market that, let's be honest, it's chopping. It's, it is consolidating a bit. It's not set new highs, but it's holding up in the face of some weakness in technology. So I think that's an interesting takeaway.